I'm so thankful today to be funded by the wonderful state of Minnesota's Legislative Citizen Commission on Minnesota Resources. But my time at the University of Minnesota is coming to an end soon. As I step onto the job market in the coming year, after nearly a decade of training, it won't just be me and other freshly minted PhDs and Masters of Science that will be looking to find work that will make a meaningful impact on conserving vulnerable species in the world. We'll be competing with stellar career scientists who have recently been laid off from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the U.S. Forest Service, and the U.S. National Park Service, where they have been doing crucial work to protect our nation's natural resources. And we will all be competing for fewer jobs at organizations with fewer funds. However, my job prospects in a year are the least of my concerns. There are bigger things happening. For example, in the field of conservation biology, we have already seen that hiring freezes in the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service mean that seasonal biologists who lead surveys of declining endangered species like spotted owls and piping plovers likely will not be hired this year, and that will leave us blind to their population status. But even more broadly, DOGE has more than hinted, that they're going to start slashing NSF funding for basic research. And that is research for the sake of knowing, and they're going to work to make that a memory of a brighter past. Cut for efficiency. And we cannot accept this. We embark on the endeavor that is science not because it is the most efficient use of money. The road to innovation and progress is paved with dead-end inquiries and non-results. While DOGE might see this as waste, this is the process we call learning. We learn what works and we learn what doesn't. We learn why the world around us behaves the way it does, and we learn when the world doesn't behave how we expect it to. We learn things we didn't even know we needed to know. We need a future where scientists can look forward when faced with what we don't know, not where we are forced to throw up our hands and accept ignorance because we don't have the resources to answer questions. We need a future where simple curiosity can still lead us to great discoveries. Penicillin came from observing mold invading colonies of bacteria. The discovery of CRISPR gene editing came from studying how bacteria fend off viruses. GLP-1s, behind the diabetes and weight management drug Ozempic, are a hormone isolated from the saliva of Gila monsters. These lizards may have sat with their secret in the deserts of the Southwest if the scientific community lacked the resources to investigate such inefficient topics. Right now, Musk, Trump, and the Republican lawmakers are gutting so many things that we all care about that it's hard to even pay attention. That is what this administration is counting on, overwhelming us into submission and dividing our attention. And we need to use that to divide and conquer. I believe that we make the most difference if we focus on standing up for what we are most passionate about. For example, as someone who grew up firmly within the social safety net, I'm horrified to hear clear moves to make cuts to programs like Medicaid. Standing up for those who rely on our social safety nets is one cause I will always choose to stand up for. And the other is protecting the integrity of the scientific institutions in America. I've chosen my battles, and I will do my best to support others who are better equipped to make their voices heard about their own passions. Every one of us here has proven that we're passionate about science, and we need to let every single person who represents us in our government know that they are failing us if they are in the room and choose to stand by as our institutions are disassembled and our funds for scientific research evaporate. We need to let them know that if they do nothing now, when we need them the most, we will at the very least vote for whoever primaries them on principle. We need to write them, call them, and make our voices heard in the streets. At the risk of sounding too flowery, scientists are the keepers of the flame that lights the way to knowledge and progress. And those of us who care about passing that flame to the next generation of Americans must stand up for science now. Thank you.